Hi everyone, today I'm drawing Snoopy using my Caran NeoPastel oil pastels, and the way that I like to do these types of drawings is by first coming up with a color palette. This is usually pretty fun and I will use Pinterest as my main point of reference, so I'll choose a photo or a color palette that I like and then I'll try and recreate that using my oil pastels and trying to get it as close as possible, which is what I have done on the left hand side in my sketchbook. So first I will nail my colors and then I will transfer the actual image onto the paper, and the way I've done this today is by actually printing onto my paper, which I'm using Archie's cold pressed, so it's like a textured paper. If you don't have a printer, you can always use transfer paper or actually trace a drawing onto your surface. I'm loosely following a pattern of colors in the outline that I'm doing, and you can tell that I'm kind of doing like 1 centimeter strokes. And actually the most difficult part is to not color outside of the lines, and with oil pastels that's a little bit hard because the ends are a bit stubby. So being mindful of where the oil pastel is actually going to land is the trickiest part and the thing that you have to pay most attention to. You also need to be quite careful when you place the oil pastel as to not get any other colors on it. That's why I've got the sheet of paper on the right hand side to just kind of make sure the oil pastels are clean every time I draw a stroke, because if there's like a little spot of blue on the end of the orange, it will create a really awful mess. So just be really careful about that. If there is a little bit of color bleeding into another color, you can use a little etching tool or something sharp to kind of scrape that away so that you can replace the color. Having an etching tool is probably the most useful tool that I have when I use my oil pastels. Not only can you use it to scrape away like little mistakes, but you can also add in a lot of fine details, especially when you're drawing animals and portraits. It just uncovers like the background color, usually white, which allows you to add little highlights whenever you need it. So that's a really good tip. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed a little bit of my process behind this Snoopy drawing, and this is my first YouTube voiceover, so let me know if this was interesting to you or if you want to know anything else about oil pastels. I'm always happy to help and to give as much advice as I possibly can. Okay, thank you.